Priorities in the implementation of the parish development model across the country. Tonight we have the Minister Mary Kitutu coming in to share with us what they found during a survey of the implementation of the project in Eastern Uganda. Good evening, Honorable, and welcome to Talk of the Nation.
Yes, good evening to you.
Well, talk to us about what you meant by the irregularities, especially extra charges before people can access the money.
Now, I will be mostly focusing on the region, that is the Bugisu region.
Okay.
Now, normally during our monitoring visits, we do sampling to find out how this program is moving, because it is one of the programs that we are fast tracking to see that it is a success. So some of the emerging issues which I found out, like in Bugisu, I must commend government because the money reached the recipients. So directly from Bank of Uganda to the SACCO accounts. But now what we're observing is, now the beneficiaries themselves with the parish chairman are the ones now who negotiate. The chairman says, before you get your money, you release 200,000 to me. Now, if you see 200,000 out of 1 million, that's quite a lot of money. So we observe this. Then also some parish chiefs were also extorting money. And a few incidents of people who are picking money, the technical people, and these guys that they would to get data. Because right now, for people to access money in the bank, it is done electronically. And of course, we have not given computers to the sub-counties. And this I also must commend the technical team for being innovative. Some are using their phones, some are using their personal laptops. But in the process, without being given guidelines, some were charging the recipients, yes, and which was not in order. And these are some of the few things which we've observed. Otherwise, disbursement of funds is going on, except I think for Bugisu district needs to pull up. They're still at a very low percentage, 30%. But the reason was they did not have laptops. So now they are working hard to see that the money goes to the recipients. Now that has happened. Also at the grassroots, there is need for a lot of monitoring, because well, this program also has shown us some positives. I was very impressed when I reached there. People are procuring the heifers for themselves, and very good ones, and they look for the best breeds. For us, we are from the border. They even go up to across the border to get the best for themselves. This I think I saw as a positive. Unlike in the past where you would be given a heifer from NADS, now they procure for themselves. I've also seen farmers procuring coffee seedlings, and I was so impressed, because at first we were worried that they would not want to pay money to buy the seedlings for themselves, but they are doing it very willingly. So these are the positives that we are seeing with this. So I think if we continue engaging, slowly our farmers are going to change, and they will be able to learn to do things on their own. So you give them money, or you make them access money, and they procure for themselves, and be able to manage even the funds on themselves. I think another positive that I saw is at the parish level, they do the vetting themselves. They have a committee. They interview the recipient, the farmer, to give them a plan. How are you going to use the money? How will you get the profit? To me, I saw that as a positive, because now at the grassroots, if they themselves can be able to do things or by themselves, there we shall be able to get Ugandans who are not dependent all the time, government, member of parliament, but they are now learning to do things on their own. Of course, as usual, when something new comes in, there may be those who quickly pick it up, but others may not be happy. I saw this among the technical people. The enthusiasm and the zeal for them to rush and embrace this is not there. That's why you saw me with a big meeting trying to mentor them, and I'm getting reports that some have they are now in the field mentoring the farmers so that they are able, because the farmers need knowledge.
Perhaps it's stemming from the lack of sensitization, early sensitization, because this is something that actually came on short notice.
Well, this we planned it, but as you know, yes, they told me they've been sensitizing, but it needs a process of constant
onboarding,
sensitization of the communities. Even the technical team, they also need to be sensitized. Like I found something, the production department should be the happiest to take on this program. But I think in one district you find that the DPO is not interested. You ask him, find out from the focal point. So as if some really need to be, yes, they keep a distance, yet he's the one who has the knowledge. Of course, the focal person is the commerce officer, but the production department is the one with the agriculture knowledge, who should really be fast to be on the ground to pick it up and help government to sensitize farmers, train them, mentor them, so that they're able to pick enterprises that can make them get out of poverty.
Okay, Honorable, what then is being done to tackle the problem, especially of extortion of money from the beneficiaries? And also you have highlighted the issue of no collaboration amongst the district local persons that are actually overseeing the PDM.
Now, from what I've seen, what we are doing, of course, like for Manafa, I can talk for Manafa.
Yes.
I can now see my chairman is in the field, and I'm getting reports. So once the district chairman take charge, things move, and he's working with the DPC. I was told, I think some chairpersons have been arrested and forced to refund the money. And then temporarily, of course, put out the police. That alone will trigger such that others know that once you touch this money, there is something. There will be a penalty somewhere. So this, I encourage, especially the local team who move at the grassroots, they need to help us. The district chairman, the LC3 chairman, I also observed this. Now, we also need to talk to the parish chairman. I got this at the grassroots. Some parish chairmen, you know, when you are empowered with money, some had grown so big, so they don't want to listen to the LC3 chairpersons. Yet, you have been empowered, but your supervisor should come from the sub-county. But after talking to them, you find that they normalize. But otherwise, the parish chairmen had also asserted themselves and they had taken charge. They didn't even want to listen to the chairman 5, thinking that they are the ones now in control. But the chairman 5 has control over that. The LC3 chairman also has to oversee all those parishes to see that the parish chairmen who are the circle chairpersons do the right thing. Otherwise, in a few, I think it was like in one sub-county, but I'm told things have now normalized. So once they are checked, things will normalize. But otherwise, it is a program that is exciting. People are very happy for the first time. They had never, at first they thought we were, you know, when we were sent as ministers to train and we were told them this money will come, it will be with you, they thought we were joking. But I must commend also government and Minister of Finance for sending all the money. And in my district, we received 15.5 billion shillings in the SACCO accounts. So people cannot believe. They say, yeah, the money came. The money came. We thought it wouldn't come. So Ugandans should believe that once we are determined as government to do something, we can do it. Together, we can be able to do it.
Now, Honorable, there have also been concerns about delays in the disbursement of money in different parts of the country and in different districts. Have you experienced or have you received such concerns in Manafa district to be particular?
Yes, in Manafa, at first there were delays, but the delays were because of the IT systems. But later on,
the IT systems that were supposed to...
Of course, there were the computers to run that. And people at first, of course, were, you know, you need to be innovative. Even a phone can work as a computer. But people wanted a computer dedicated there at a sub-county to make an invoice. You can imagine, you are making an invoice for one time. Now when you buy a computer, what will it be doing? But this is what made delays, and I'm told that is what delayed Mbale. I think Sronko also is a bit delayed, but they are picking up because they have now become more rigorous, and they are using even phones to generate those the invoices, and then the cow is able to send to the banks. So the delays were because of the districts. Not maybe they sat and they were expecting laptops, iPads. We are still a country that is growing. Slowly we shall be able to get those iPads.
Okay.
But I must commend the technical teams. I was there in Manafa, people are using personal laptops, the district computers, and work is now moving. And I could see they are now beginning to enjoy it, because also I must also commend government for, we need to go into IT whereby you are only dealing with no papers, but just only machines, and then you send things to the bank. People just go to the bank and get their money. So also I must commend the Minister of ICT, and they need to step this up to other areas of disbursing money, because it's working, and you don't see, actually we've not had many cases, because the recipient, if there is any money diversion, it is through the consent of the person who is receiving the money. So otherwise, along the chain from government to the recipient, we made sure that there are no loopholes where anybody touches that money.
Okay. Now, some of the challenges that we have highlighted, in, which of course extortion takes the lead, do you think it indicates that the program is indeed doomed, as some of those who are opposed to it, you know, want to term it? You know, some people, you know, come out and say that this is the same script, it is just a different cast. What is your take on that?
No, my take on that is it was maybe those who were expecting to fail it, like they always, of course, we started with the Bonabagagawale, people failed it. There have been other interventions, and you find that it is mostly the technical people, especially at the grassroots. And this time they thought it was going to be the same. But remember, it was us cabinet who first went on the ground and came and said money should go to the recipients. And this was, I think, the game changer. And to me, I think we should really endeavor to see that we move away from papers, but we go in digital, whereby people only deal with machines, and people go to where, or even, in fact, even from the banks should also make sure that people even get money on their phones, so that I saw people go and withdraw and come, and that's where the others have been tempted to pinch some. But if it goes on my phone, it becomes very hard, unless if you really, I'm really compliant that I give it to you willingly. But
also if it comes to your phone, there are chances that you might want to divert it for something else.
Of course, now from there we shall now go to handle now the person who has got the money, to make sure that there are no diversions. Of course, that is also another area. We all know when someone gets their money,
they get excited.
They get excited, but I am seeing positive things. At least I've seen many hivers. I've moved. I've seen gardens with coffee. Of course, there was some area where I was not happy with the enterprise, but we are going to talk to the agriculture officer to see how communities ended up with that. But together, I think I'm seeing positive results there, except in Bugisu, again, we have a lot of rain. That is what, again, is disturbing the farmers. We have too much rain and flooding, and I think we've had already 3 landslides in the 3 districts of Namisindwa, Manafa, and Bududa. Cracks have come. That is what is scaring people. Otherwise, work was going on well.
Now, like you said, you were part of the people that went on ground to actually realize and recommend that the money should be taken to the last person. Now, do you think these projects that are being implemented are some of those that you believe can actually alleviate people from poverty?
Yes, they can alleviate people from poverty. Because we have I think we tested that project in Karamoja. When you buy a heifer at 300,000 Uganda shillings and you have enough grass to feed it, within 3 months, you can be able to sell it at 1 million. So through those projects, then even chicken, poultry, although I've not seen any farmer with poultry, but the local poultry, there have also been studies whereby if you have 100 poultry, these locals, layers, in a year you can make 29 million Uganda shillings. And this is actually what I've been encouraging the women. You don't go into an expensive house, but we are now encouraging people to plant bamboo along the river banks. Those bamboo stems are very good for constructing cheap local houses for chicken. And slowly, beginning from that, we can be able to get these people out of poverty. Now that's poultry. Another area is coffee. The coffee which we're encouraging, I think within 1.5 years, they will begin picking. And one coffee plant, if well looked after, can yield up to 30 kilos of beans. Now, if someone has 100, just even 100 plants, they should be able to get some money. So if you have chicken, you have some coffee, then you have some heifers. That model should be able to make a family get out of poverty.
All right, Honorable. Thank you so much for making time. And that is Mary Goreti Kitutu, the Minister for Karamoja Affairs and also the Woman Member of Parliament for Manafa District, getting to share with us the progress of the implementation of the parish development model, especially in the Eastern Uganda. Now, that conversation takes us in for a short break. When we return, we'll hear from the world of sport.